Hello everybody, this is Krusty783 here, and yesterday at San Diego Comic-Con 2022's last day, we got some news about the new season of Ninjago Crystalized, second half. In this panel, we found out that the long-awaited part 2 of the season will be releasing in early October of 2022. I have some very select thoughts about this announcement, which I will be going into now. But before we do, if you disagree with me on this, feel free to tell me why in the comments down below, and remember to keep this civil. Based on what I've seen of Ninjago Twitter today, I understand that this topic is going to be very divisive for a lot of people, so if you do disagree and want to discuss in the comments of other people, please be civil. Let's not tear each other apart over a Ninjago release date. Okay, with all that out of the way, if you ended up liking the video, be sure to leave a like, and with that, let's get into it. So, Crystalized Part 1, after over a year of no Ninjago content, released on 20th of May, 2022. After this date, we received no news on new Crystalized episodes or new Crystalized episodes until 18th of June 2022 when legocon came around. During this time, I was actually very on board with this. The biggest mistake made by Ninjago Seabound was releasing the entire season within a month, leaving us with a year-long content drought. It was pretty obvious to pretty much everyone who was paying attention that if they released all the episodes at once, the Ninjago community would then turn around and complain about having no content for a year. I'm glad they're not just releasing it all in one big batch. However, they're spreading out the seasons so we can have a long airing schedule, and then there's waiting 5 months in between batch episode releases. I think after having already come off of the biggest Ninjago season wait in the show's entire run, having to then wait another 5 months in between episode batches is just kind of ridiculous. I appreciate that LEGO's not trying to repeat the mistake they made with Seabound, but in trying to not repeat that mistake, they've made the complete opposite mistake. Now, rather than putting out the episodes too fast, they're putting them out too slow. Ninjago had so much momentum and hype after Crystalized Part 1, and most all of that momentum has pretty much been spent now. People mostly just feel burnt out on this marketing cycle, including me. It especially doesn't help that, and if anyone disagrees with me on this, that's completely okay, that the cliffhanger at the end of episode 12 teased what potentially could be the worst story direction, or one of them, that they've taken in the show's history. I and many people for years now have been saying that Harumi should not come back and that would be a horrible decision for the show. So having to wait 5 months to see if a lot of people's favourite Ninjago villain has been ruined or not, that's not really fun or hype building, that's just really worrying. And I get that it's important to not come to an immediate conclusion about Harumi and see what the show writers do with her, because for all we know this could be one of the best stories Ninjago ever does. But that's just the thing, having that kind of uncertainty for 5 months, that just doesn't make me feel good about Ninjago, I gotta be honest. And even with people who are completely on board and have no worries about the plot of Crystalized, I've just seen a general apathy for new episodes. Like, I haven't really seen anyone who's absolutely over the moon about Crystalized Part 2 coming out in October. The closest thing to a strong reaction I've seen from people about this is either it's awful, or we've had it worse before. Which, if you announce something and the closest thing to a positive reception your announcement gets is, well, it was worse at X period of time, that's not a very good announcement. Which brings us to the next point I want to make. Whataboutism. In response to people showing dissatisfaction with this release date, what I've seen a lot of people say is, well, the wait between rebooted episodes was bad, or the wait for Day of the Departed was bad, and no one's denying that the wait was bad. One bad thing being bad doesn't make another thing not bad. They're both bad, and frankly, LEGO should have learned from their mistakes by now. LEGO has been making this same kind of mistake since 2014, which was 8+ years ago now. It especially doesn't help that the lead up to this announcement was really bad. We got no communication from LEGO and a bunch of mixed messages. The episodes were either coming out super soon or they were coming out in the coming months. And if you want to see a more in-depth discussion of this topic, be sure to check out this video. But we are not going to be getting into the coming week's fiasco at LegoCon.
Crystalised will conclude this current storyline, so you can expect huge developments in the coming weeks.
Tartarus. The prophets have betrayed us.
One of the most baffling things about this to me is that Crystalized was supposed to be Ninjago's summer season for the year. And yet we are not receiving a single new episode of this season during the summer. In the USA, the Ninjago Crystalized sets will be releasing on August 1st. The show that corresponds with it will not be coming out for another 2 months after that. Why? I don't want the entirety of this video to feel like an exhausted rant, so what I will say is that it's really good that we're getting 1, the episodes on Netflix at a confirmed time, and 2, having a release window period. How Ninjago seasons would usually release is they'd suddenly just start airing on some random network like maybe 5 people have access to, and we'd get them in low quality distributed rips. The fact that we not only have official releases and somewhat of a release window is very good and is definitely an improvement on LEGO's part. Although this is still below the bare minimum. Most shows around this time, unless it's like 1 or 2 years in advance, in which case is completely fair enough, have concrete release dates. I'm wondering why LEGO cannot give us a concrete release date for the season. October at this point is 3 months away, so I really don't see why LEGO can't give us a concrete date like say 5th of October or 25th of October. Instead, we have a release window and we're just over a quarter of a year away from this. If the episodes were still in production at this point, I guess I could understand, but as far as I and pretty much everyone know, based off of all the leaked footage, the fact that networks definitely have a hold of these episodes, the fact that they've all appeared in trailers, it's pretty safe to assume that the season is finished. They've never launched trailers for unfinished Ninjago content before. So this being said, given that the episodes are finished, even ignoring that this release date is way too late, why can't it be a concrete date? Why does it have to be a window? And even then, I don't know if I can even trust LEGO to commit to this release date because
You can expect huge developments in the coming weeks.
Oh, that. You didn't really believe that, did you?
in all honesty, and I hate to be this negative, it would not surprise me at all if we did not get a single Ninjago Crystalized Part 2 episode on Netflix in October. Because with the legocon thing, LEGO has already proven that they cannot commit to their promises. I really hope that doesn't happen. I would like to be pleasantly surprised, but it would not surprise me at all if they went back on this. And even then, it's just truly baffling to me that LEGO has managed to make it so the Summer Ninjago season releases at the very end of spring and in the middle of autumn. I don't know, like pretty much everything else related to the marketing cycle of Crystalized post Part 1, I just feel burnt out and dissatisfied towards LEGO's handling of everything. Not to mention that in the Ninjago community, October to November of years is usually viewed as one thing: leak season. Pretty much every year, late September to November of that year is when leaks for the next year will start showing up. For example, around November of 2020 is when we started getting leaks for the island, around October to November of 2021 is when we started getting core leaks, etc, etc. There is a very solid chance that by the time Crystalized Part 2 rolls around, we'll have already seen Ninjago 2023's set names, which I think would be very bad for spoilers. For example, if this Ninjago 2023 set name list has something like Cole's Dragon on it, we will know that Cole is safe during Crystalized. He's not going anywhere. Spoilers kill suspense, and for a season like this, I feel like that would be very detrimental. Given that LEGO can't control or stop leaks to save their lives for some reason, they need to make sure this season does not release after 2023 leaks come out. So releasing it basically slap bang in the middle of what many Ninjago fans consider to be leak season for the next year is such a bafflingly horrible idea. The biggest shame of all of this is that LEGO really looked like they were turning things around with Crystalized Part 1, and we definitely have had lasting improvements from that. But this was not the long-term turnaround people were expecting to see after Ninjago Crystalized Part 1's surprisingly really good rollout and marketing. That's pretty much all I have to say on the matter of Ninjago Crystalized Part 2's October release date though. Let me know what you think of this whole thing in the comments. I would love to see what you all think of this because it's a very divisive topic from what I see. Some people think it's not that bad, other people think it's horrendous. I would love to see what you think though. Though please remember to keep the discussion civil. Like I said at the start of the video, we do not need to be ripping each other's arms off over a Ninjago release date. Thank you to my wonderful channel members, Magic Potato, Garmadon, Fuse, Zena Ariel, and Nick Gamer G. If you want to get a membership, hit the join button next to my subscribe button, although do not feel pressured to. You are not obligated to buy a membership. If you enjoyed this video or found it informative, be sure to leave a like rating on it, and if you found it interesting enough to share with a friend, then feel free to do that. If you want to see more Ninjago news / opinion pieces like this as soon as they come out, be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you know as soon as these videos come out. Thank you so much for watching this video everyone, and I will see you in the next one, which should be coming in early October. No, I'm just kidding. Goodbye for now.